Welcome back. Now with us live over the phone is Dr. Ahmed Nour, head of the Tourism Syndicate in Giza, and we're going to talk about the Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Prime Minister, and Dr. Khalid Al-Anani, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, as they were accompanied by Dr. Mustafa Waziri, Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, and they inspected the work of completing excavations of the Egyptian archaeological mission that resulted in the discovery of new wells buried in a large number of colored and closed human coffins for more than 2,500 years, and in addition also to colored and gilded wooden sedges. Of course, this is in Saqqara Antiquities area. Good morning, Dr. Ahmed.
Good morning.
How are you
Good
doing,
morning.
sir? Beautiful morning to you.
Thank
Let
you.
us first talk about the Saqqara area as one of the great regions that contain terrible amount of archaeological tombs that are discovered every morning. I couldn't tell you every week, but every morning Egyptians would wake up to a new huge discovery, archaeological discovery.
Yes, this area of Saqqara, this is the open book of Egyptian history. From the archaic period, from the first dynasty till the end of the pharaonic period, and the Greek-Roman period also. So we can find tombs in Saqqara from the first and second dynasty. The ancient pyramid in Egypt and in all the world, the pyramid of King Zoser at Saqqara from the third dynasty, about 2700 BC. Also another pyramid around from the fifth dynasty, like the pyramid of Weserkaf, from the sixth dynasty, like the pyramid of Seti and Epepi. Near to this area of Saqqara, also another archaeological sites like Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt, 3200 BC. And the other side, the Ashur, with the pyramid of King Snefru, father of Cheops, also from the beginning of the fourth dynasty. In Saqqara, we can find tombs of high officials, high priests, with its original colors from the fifth and the sixth dynasty. And till the new kingdom, we can see the famous tomb of Horemheb also at Saqqara. So this area also contains statues of philosophers from Greek period. So it seems like open book for ancient Egyptian history. Last 2 months, we have many discoveries in Saqqara with this number of coffins, which reached to 59. And before, we had many discoveries in the same area, like the cemetery of the animals and birds of Saqqara.
Right. What about this area and the most important monuments there?
The area of Saqqara, like we mentioned, had many things, but the discoveries, when we speak about, we had a famous discovery from 2 years ago. Started the excavation and they found new tombs. Last month, they found 13 coffins with its original color in a shaft in this area of Saqqara. After that, they found 14 coffins also, reached to 59 with it, because the importance that they found untouched. So it means that it has mummies. They found a nice statue of Nefertum made out of bronze, also in one of these shafts, about 35 centimeters. The coffin itself was so important because this is one of the unique discoveries that we can say untouched. So it means that it will give many secrets when they will translate and finish the studies about the hieroglyphics and the inscriptions that they found there.
What is the most distinctive features of that age?
This coffin belongs to the late period, especially 26th dynasty. In this period, they started to return again for the ancient Egyptian art, especially this period of the New Kingdom. In this dynasty, we speak about 2,500 years ago. They returned again to make like restoration for many of our monuments. They returned again with the ancient Egyptian civilization and the art like it was before in the New Kingdom. So we can find this coffin of high officials and the priests in 3 shafts that we found in a level like 11 meters down of the level of the ground. We had seen the Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and the Minister of Antiquities Dr. Khalid Al-Anani, accompanied with Dr. Waziri, when they went to and they went inside the shaft itself to see this discovery, and it was so important this moment, especially when we had seen all the world watching this discovery, and when they invited also about 40 ambassadors to see that. It was a message for all the world and was a big propaganda, and reflects also the support of the government for our work and our excavation, because this is a part of our history.
Right. Is it the first time that we find locked coffins in our archaeological discoveries like that?
We can remember this sarcophagus and the coffins of Al-Asasif that they found about a little bit 1 year or a little bit more than 1 year ago in the west bank of Luxor. This coffin that they removed to be in the Egyptian Museum, and after that will be in the gem in the Grand Egyptian Museum. With this new discoveries of Saqqara, they prepared also 2 halls. So we can remember the huge number also of coffins and sarcophagus that they found in Al-Asasif in Luxor, in the west bank of Luxor, about 1 or 1.5 years ago. It was also one of the famous discoveries that we had in Egypt, and similar to this discovery, but this is a number more, 59 coffins that they found at Saqqara, and I think that it will give more, because we are going on in this excavation, and this is also with Egyptian archaeologists and the Egyptologists and workers 100%. So it reflects also the level of study that we reached to be responsible for this excavation.
Right, of course. Let's talk about the achievements that has been done in Egypt, and in particular the support by the Prime Minister to the Antiquities file in the Ministry of Antiquities. Of course, unprecedented achievements, many archaeological projects that have been achieved, and openings, and also 5 museums before the end of 2020. How do you assess the support and enforcement by the Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, for the Antiquities file in Egypt, which is very, very important and very rich at the same time?
It's so important, this support of government for the Ministry of Antiquities to continue this work, because it needs money. It needs also to visit and to support and to see the work. This will make them to work more and to excavate more. And when also we declare that we will open a new museum, it means that this museum will be in the airport, in the airport of Cairo. This is a museum. Maybe we'll have 2 mummies also will be there. The National Egyptian Museum of Civilization at Al-Fustat, especially when they will remove the mummies from the Egyptian Museum, to be there with a big celebration also when we remove from Tahrir Square, especially after they finish the square with the famous obelisk that they brought from Tanis or San al-Hagar with the 4 statues, the ram-headed statues from Karnak temple. So after that also we have the museum of Sharm el-Sheikh, will be one of the biggest also museum, especially in this area to the south of Sinai and Sharm el-Sheikh, because we have Russian, we have German, we have Italian who are visiting usually in this place, charter visit or tourism. Also we have another famous museum, the Museum of the Royal Carriage in the citadel or inside the citadel of Saladin in Cairo. Maybe will be in next few days they will open because they already finished the work there. We have also the museum of the new capital of the administration capital of Egypt. So all this museum will add, and we are waiting the gem or the Grand Egyptian Museum next year. So is the important one and the famous one. So all this will add a part of tourism or a part of the map of tourism in Egypt. So it's so important, and this is the best propaganda for our country.
Right. This very optimistic note, Dr. Ahmed Nour, the head of the tourism syndicate in Giza, Governor. Thank you very much for talking to the Breakfast Show. We're going to go to a short break, and we'll come to resume the Breakfast Show, so stay with us.